Kirsten Bernthal Booth is the recipient of this year's Leaders for Life Award. Kirsten's in her 13th year at Creighton. I think she must have been 16 when we hired her. She's built a winning program at Creighton, both on the court and off the court, elevating the Blue Jays to national caliber in volleyball. I'll give you a few of her accomplishments. She is two-time National Coach of the Year. In the past 6 years, the volleyball program has made it to the NCAA tournament 5 times, with 3 conference tournament titles and 3 regular season titles in the past 4 years. We have been in the top 25 in women's volleyball in each of the last 4 years, and this year made our first Sweet 16. In 3 years of participation in the very nationally competitive Big East, I want to give you our Big East statistics. First of all, overall, we're 75 and 27, which is an average of 25 and 9 in the last 3 years. In Big East play, 47 and 7. And in Big East tournament in the 3 years, 7 and 1. We've lost 1 match in the Big East tournament in 3 years. I've watched our teams with great pride in the last 13 years as they exemplify all that's great about athletics. They play hard, they have strong fundamentals, they play as a team, and every player understands a role. It is obvious in watching them play that they love the game and they love each other, and they work very hard individually and as a group to be the best team possible. This doesn't just happen. It takes great effort on the coaching staff, and it also takes great effort of the players. But it takes a tremendous amount of leadership, and a coach is not a great coach because they win. A coach is a great coach because they win and exemplify all of the above. Kirsten Booth is a great coach, and it is with great pride that we bring her forward and honor her this year with the Leaders for Life Award. Kirsten?
I feel like getting an award like this ages me. I'm humbled to receive this award because I know the incredible people that have gotten this over the years. People ask me how I got the job at Creighton, and I always say the candidate pool was extremely shallow, and I feel that obviously was the case this year. So I want to thank the committee for this incredible honor. I want to start by congratulating and thank you, Dr. Kane, for all of you've done for Creighton and the great award that you received today. So it's so many people to thank, really, and where to begin. I think I should start at the top. I really was a kid. I wasn't 16, but I was a kid when Bruce Rasmussen took a risk on me. How could I have known I was walking into such a healthy and incredible working environment? How did I know I'd be working for one of the best athletic directors in the country? How could I have known 5 years into my tenure, Connie Ryan would see a need for our female athletes and spearhead the collaboration of the Ryan and Sokol families to build one of the best volleyball and basketball venues in the country? How did I know back in 2003 how lucky I'd be to be a Blue Jay? As a coach, and particularly a head coach, often it's us that you see when you think of Creighton athletics. Fact is, we're incredible magicians of a magic show. We stand up in front and dazzle people with our players and what they can do. And meanwhile, everyone's looking at our players crushing the ball, but they're likely missing everything that's happening behind the scenes that's making it happen. This is the only way we can pull off our grand magic show is because of these people. These people are working tirelessly, often without any applause, and they are why I love Creighton so much. They're not only my friends, but they care about our programs and our players as people. Do you know that Brad Schmidt in strength and conditioning spends nearly as much time with our athletes as we do? But he's doing his work at 6 a.m. in the morning. His magic is demonstrated when our players start jumping higher and hitting harder than they ever have before. Rob Anderson in the field of sports information is considered one of the best in the country. We're lucky enough to have him work with our program. He and Glenn Sisk often can pull out mystifying stats and information that seem like they come out of thin air. Brandon McCarville and his staff spend 20 man-hours before each home match laying our sport court, but no one's clapping and cheering for them. And I can guarantee they wish they had a wand that would make it lay themselves. Our athletic trainers, specifically Megan Haif that works for volleyball, is working with players hours before practice and hours after practice to make sure that they're at their best come game time. She's known to do her magic sometimes at 1 a.m. when a player might call and say, "I don't feel well," or in some cases, "I think I fell out of my bed and broke my wrist." And then she heads to the ER with that athlete. Margaret Bennett and our other administrative assistants who magically juggle millions of tasks us coaches need to help with and seem to always do it with a smile and with ease. Lisa Chips, Steve Brace, James Dorsey, John Heapshire are providing academic and emotional support to all of our student athletes because it's hard to be a Division I athlete, especially at an academic institution like Creighton. They aren't waving their hands and saying presto and giving everyone good grades, although I'm sure after finals week some wish that had happened, but instead they're motivating our students to work hard, offering them the support of tutors, and sometimes just being someone who will listen and support them. Our incredible marketing staff, who are always thinking outside the box to make our fan experience great. They didn't pull rabbits out of a hat this year, but I think they did come up with something at halftime that would send plastic chickens through the air. Our ticketing staff wishes selling tickets was as easy as saying abracadabra, but getting fans in the stands is tough work. Adrian Dow, Lauren Miltenberger wish that there was a magic spell to make money grow on trees, but instead are pounding the pavement to make relationships with people like you and explain the impact and importance your dollars that you donate will make on a student athlete's life, our program, and our institution. Other incredible sports administrators, specifically Brandy Manah, who works for volleyball, but also Mark Burgers and Kevin Sarver, who often buy us a potion after a tough loss because they care about us as people. This is the Creighton magic. These people behind the scenes who too often go unnoticed, but are what makes Creighton special. And trust me, Creighton is really, really special. I do want to take a moment to talk specifically about the volleyball program. First, when people say how I've been able to advance the program, I stop them. Beyond the behind-the-scenes magic that I've spoken about, my secret to success is I surround myself with a staff that's far smarter than me. I hired Angie Oxley right out of college. Where's Angie? At my table. It's been a little stressful. Hi, Ange. It's good to see you. I hired Ange right out of college as a graduate assistant when I got here. And I can't tell you how fortunate I am that 13 years later, she's Angie Behrens and still with us. Again, she's not up here receiving this award, but I share this with her. I also share this with Paul Gieselman and Tom Mendoza, the other two assistants I've had over the past 13 years who have definitely left their footprints all over the program and the positive impact they've made not only in wins and losses, but on the relationships they've developed with our players. Many of our players are here today. It's hard for me to put into words how great our athletes are, both past and present. I often get asked, are athletes different today? I feel like that ages me too when people ask that. Are athletes different nowadays? Are they lazy? Are they mouthy? Are they used to having people do everything for them? I always pause and ponder when I get asked this question, and perhaps some are, but not the young women I get to interact with every day. They work their tails off, and I honestly don't know how they keep it all together. I can tell you they are the furthest from lazy. They are respectful, and if their parents did everything for them in high school, they're sure not doing it for them now. I also know my athletes are just like the other athletes here at Creighton because I talk with the other coaches and I hear the tenor in their voice when they speak of their athletes. They love them. They're proud of them, and yes, just like parents, there's days they're frustrated with them, but man, they truly care about them. As I'm aging up, I talk with a lot of young coaches, and the question I get most often from young female coaches is how do I manage coaching and raising a family? That really is magic. There are lots of parts of my answer, like Creighton being a family atmosphere where my kids are welcome. But the biggest reason I'm able to do it is sitting here today. My husband, Eric, is one of those people behind the scenes who never gets an ovation, but truly is why I'm standing here today. He not only does so much to make our house and family run, but he's my emotional support when days are tough, and there are plenty of those too. I say I'm a magician, but he's a wizard. My daughters weren't sure they wanted to dress up today, but they decided getting out of school was too persuasive, so they decided to come along. Reese, Hayden, and Berkeley are here, and I know they give up lots of mom time when the magic show is on the road, but they're growing up to be smart, strong, high-character young women, and I have no doubt with the role models they often get to interact with are positively impacting their life. Finally, I want to say thank you to my parents, John and Marilyn Bernthal, who are also here today. They're my rocks, my foundation, and I can't thank you enough for all the love and support you provide me. The magic show at Creighton is a great one, but understand there's still much, much more magic to be done. My oldest daughter, Reese, is a basketball junkie. Flan has already offered, and has posed questions to me. Mom, why does our basketball team get so many more fans, our men's basketball team get so many more fans than our women's basketball team? Or this is my favorite. Mom, why do men coach women's basketball teams, but women don't seem to coach men's basketball team? Chew on answering those to a 10-year-old. I believe we have more magic to get done, and Reese has identified some goals for the future. Your contribution to Creighton athletics, and particularly Creighton women's athletics, your time as a fan, your financial resources, are the reason we can shoot for bigger goals. We don't want a kids' quality birthday magic show here at Creighton. We want to be the greatest show on earth, and it takes all of us to make that happen. On behalf of our athletic department, our athletes, I want to say thank you for all your support, for making the past magic happen and making more and better magic in the future. And again, I thank you so much for this honor today.